So the topic of this podcast is, how to value a property. Obviously, it's my skill set. I've been doing it for a number of years now. Registered property valuer, certified practicing valuer. There's all these little caps that you wear, but in reality, it's just you do something long enough, you get good at it, and it's sort of second nature. So
correct.
There's always different types of properties. In specifics, we're going to be covering the residential side. I'll also touch a little bit on commercial. So none of this is just a free-flowing conversation. So it's just best to talk to you about what I know. So there are a number of different valuation methods. So people get into the meat and potatoes of this topic will just jump straight into it. So
let's go.
There's with residential, primarily there's the direct comparison method of valuation, and that is like with like. So you're directly comparing other properties that are similar to the property you're looking at to give you that gauge of what is this property worth.
Step one. So the RP data, which is now CoreLogic, can you use that as a comparison tool?
Yeah, so it's a paid website. You can also, for the free stuff, jump on realestate.com.au and domain.com.au, go into the sold sections, and you can obviously scroll down to see what they're sold for. If they're not giving a price, call the agent. It's a great resource. Good agents and great agents. So talk about the good, the great, and the shit. So
what percentage are no good? Let's be real.
I'd say majority.
So 90% maybe?
Yeah, there's the 80-20 rule, right?
Maybe we should talk about the difference between a good agent and a bad agent in another pod.
Yeah,
that's how to spot the difference.
It's a massive topic, and it's a big part of what I like to help people with is actually finding the best real estate agent. If you have to sell your property, there's a big difference between agent 1, agent 2, and agent 3, and it's a bit of a skill set that I've picked up over time to how to find the best ones that's going to give you that best result at the end of the day. So we'll cover that in a little series, I reckon.
I reckon so. Something that's...
I reckon. How was it?
I reckon so. So, all right, let's get back on track then.
Valuation
comparing it to the market. I know that when I'm valuing a business, people ask me, how do you value a business? And it's not just... You look at the business itself and different components of it. The way I like to look at it is what are the risks involved with it, and then what are the opportunities involved with it, and then also the third area is the landscape of like what's the current market doing and that market that you're actually buying into and the comparables in there.
Ooh, yeah.
So they're the three main pillars that I use. Is that similar to property?
So property, we've got direct comparison, like with like, the summation method, which is knowing what the land's worth or figuring out what the land's worth and then what the improvements are worth, and then marrying those two together to get you to an end figure. And with residential, generally, you're looking at your primary method is your direct comparison, and then you go into your summation as a secondary check method.
Okay.
So what we do in that way, we find out what's the land worth, what are the improvements worth today if it was a brand new property, and then you're depreciating that over its lifespan. So
you find out what the land's worth. How do you do that?
You just look at comparable sales of land values.
Okay.
In that area.
So on CoreLogic, you can look at just the land value of so there's a house or a dwelling on it, but you can still just find out the land.
No. You got to find land sales.
Land sales. Okay.
So that can be difficult. There's obviously the underlying...
Especially if it's a developed area, right?
Yeah, very difficult. But what you're really doing with that land component is it's very difficult to find the exact same property than the one that you're buying, because there's always a different element. There could be different land sizes, different aspects.
Slopes.
Different gradients.
Services.
Topography, services, amenities nearby. Even if you're buying a house... some of the investment stocks that we buy, they are very similar in these locations. So, there might be 5-10 grand difference in certain sales, but then you're going into that other element, which a lot of valuers don't put too much weight on it. But it's, where is the market today and where is it sort of heading? So having that mindset is really important for people looking to buy a property. a lot of valuers, they have to work in the past, so they have to use actually sold evidence to justify the valuation figure. Free tool is jump on realestate.com. You can even search just land sales in that location, and then you break them down to a rate per square meter, and then you can kind of capitalize that out to say, well, the rate per square meter of land sales run between $100 to $150 a square meter. I've got 700 square meters, 700 by 150 will give you a rough land value.
Okay.
And then, the direct comparison is finding a similar, say, 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-car house, making sure it's sort of built around the same era, same build materials. Often that's very difficult to find because a lot of people will probably listen to this going, yeah, Sam, that sounds great.
That's good in theory, mate.
But then that's where I guess you start, in my mind, I'm jumping between, all right, well, there's different elements of this that's slightly superior here. So there's 4 key elements of a residential property that I look at, which is its location. Is it a similar location, inferior, superior?
Similar to what you're comparing to it to.
And by location, I'm talking like, where is it positioned in that suburb? Is it in a cul-de-sac?
Yeah.
Is it on a state-based road with high traffic flow?
Backing onto like a reserve or something like that. Yeah.
Views are
Close
a big
to
thing
the
too.
beach.
So if
how
you've got
close to the beach and views and
all those things that the common sense person would look at and go, oh well, that's desirable. Well, if that's desirable more than the other property, then it's superior.